Sanders responded to Clinton's claim that he is a single-issue candidate.
If she happened to come to one of my rallies, which she has not yet, but I welcome her, she would hear me speaking for about an hour and a half, for an hour and 15 minutes. And we would
defended Democratic Party. Well, later in that program, Clinton defended Democratic Party principles after the town hall
attacked Bill and has a president.
I don't know where all this comes from. Last two Democratic presidents did. And last one for president, he wasn't really a Democrat. I just don't know where all this comes from.
We get to the real people, I promise.
I just don't know where all this comes from, because maybe it's that Senator Sanders wasn't really a Democrat until he decided to run for president. He doesn't even know what the, last two Democratic presidents did. And well, it's true. It's true. It's true.
So those two candidates really neck and
Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton did not receive the warm welcome she was expecting at the Democratic National Convention on Tuesday. As Clinton took the stage, attendees could be heard booing the candidate. The response from the crowd does not bode well for Clinton, who is desperately trying to gain the votes of Bernie Sanders supporters. If Clinton loses the election to Trump, many Democrats say it will not be Bernie.
Con đường lên đèn chiều bâng khuâng trên phố dài, từng đàn chim bay theo nhau về cuối bầu trời. Có chút cô đơn nào vẫn âm thầm lắng ru trong ánh mắt, chợt dâng lên bao nỗi niềm. Im lặng đêm về, ngọn đèn khuya hiu hắt mờ. Một vì sao rơi đơn côi như nỗi đợi chờ. Có chút trời vơi nào dưới bên thềm có mây, chưa khúc hát mang bao yêu tư về đây. Ở nơi phương trời xa rất xa, em có biết đêm dài anh đã qua. Khi riêng mình anh thầm nhớ từng phím môi mềm, nụ hôn em mong manh dịu êm. Những nụ hoa còn buồn xanh xao trên lối về, lặng thầm trong đêm phiêu du câu hát đợi chờ. Lấp lánh ánh sao rơi phía chân trời rất xa, chợt tình anh mang bao yêu thương gửi đến em. Người yêu bên bên bờ xa ngút ngàn. Từ sâu trái tim này anh nhớ em. Đã bao mùa, bao ngày nắng rồi mưa vơi đầy. Tình yêu anh chào em mãi không phai. Người yêu ơi, trong lòng anh nhớ em. Dù năm tháng anh vẫn mong chờ em. Mong một ngày ấm nồng thơm lan tóc, môi hôn em đầy. Cầm tay em sẽ mãi chẳng rời xa. Ở nơi phương trời xa rất xa, em có biết đêm dài anh đã qua. Khi riêng mình anh thầm nhớ từng phím môi mềm. Nụ hôn em mong manh dịu êm. Cầm tay em sẽ mãi chẳng rời xa. Thương thì thương thế thôi, biết bao đêm dài lòng anh ngóng trông. Ở nơi phía xa xa đại dương, trái đất vẫn xoay tròn hai người yêu nhau. Chờ mong đến một ngày thuộc về nhau. Anh vẫn đứng đây bên khung cửa sổ. Anh vẫn đứng đây chờ nắng lên. Còn em giờ đang nơi đâu, có thấy chẳng mùa nắng đã ghé vai gầy. Người yêu hỡi, anh nhớ tiếng em à ơi. Gió vẫn hát thành lời, mặc kệ mây mây bay về trời. Ở nơi ấy gió lay buồn biết bao nhiêu. Những nỗi nhớ một thời, người đi xa bên hiên sao không về đây. Người yêu hỡi, hãy quay về với anh. Bao ngày anh ngóng trông, đã bao đêm rồi anh vẫn ngóng trông. Ở nơi ấy phía xa xa trùng mây, bao lời anh hát lên, trái tim anh dành trao đến em. Người yêu hỡi, anh yêu riêng mình em thôi. Gió vẫn hát thành lời, mặc kệ mây mây bay về trời. Ở nơi ấy gió lay buồn biết bao nhiêu. Những nỗi nhớ một thời, người đi xa bên hiên sao không về đây. Người yêu hỡi, hãy quay về với anh. Da 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 da. Tình yêu ấy anh vẫn chỉ dành trao riêng em mà thôi. Dù ngày mai bão giông ngập trời thì tình anh trao em mãi mãi. Người yêu hỡi, anh chỉ yêu riêng mình em thôi. Gió vẫn hát thành lời, mà kệ mây 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 bay về trời. Ở nơi ấy gió lay buồn biết bao nhiêu, những nỗi nhớ một thời. Người đi xa bên hiên sao không về đây. Người yêu hỡi, hãy quay về với anh. Người yêu hỡi, hãy quay về với anh. Đêm về trên những góc phố, trăng mờ loang chút ánh sáng, ta vẫn lặng im, em vẫn lặng im. Buông mình trong những góc tối, em nhìn ta chút bối rối. Em nói gì không? Chút nghẹn lòng. Đời cho ta có mấy khi, và ta đâu có giữ gì. Chỉ muốn mãi bình yên, chỉ muốn mãi thản nhiên, chút ấm áp vẹn nguyên. Tình yêu ta có mấy ai, lặng yên cho gió níu lại. Gió nói vẫn còn thương, gió nói vẫn còn vương, thì hãy cứ tỏa hương. Rồi cũng sẽ đến lúc nặng vương suy tư những cảm xúc, ta cũng vậy thôi, em cũng vậy thôi. Rồi mai cùng ta ai bước tiếp, và liệu em còn không những nuối tiếc, ta bỗng nhìn lại chẳng còn ai. Đời cho ta có mấy khi, và ta đâu có giữ gì. Chỉ muốn mãi bình yên, chỉ muốn mãi thản nhiên, chút ấm áp vẹn nguyên. Tình yêu ta có mấy ai, lặng yên cho gió níu lại. Gió nói vẫn còn thương, gió nói vẫn còn vương, thì hãy cứ tỏa hương. Dẫu mai cuộc đời chỉ như những giấc mơ, thì ta vẫn mơ ta có em. Lặng trôi giữa những dòng đời, lặng trôi giữa những nụ cười yêu em. Có mấy khi, có giữ gì. Chỉ muốn mãi bình yên, chỉ muốn mãi thản nhiên, chút ấm áp vẹn nguyên. Tình yêu ta có mấy ai, lặng yên cho gió níu lại. Gió nói vẫn còn thương, gió nói vẫn còn vương, thì hãy cứ Mùa xuân có em như chưa bắt đầu, và cơn gió khẽ mơn man lay từng nhành hoa rơi. Em đã bước tới như em đã từng chạy trốn với anh trên cánh đồng xanh. Khúc nhạc hòa cùng nắng chiều dịu dàng để mình gần lại mãi. Nói lời thì thầm những điều thật tha đã giữ trong tim mình. Những chặng đường dài ngỡ mình mệt nhoài đã một lần gục ngã. Tháng tư có em ở đây nhìn tôi mỉm cười. Những cánh hoa phai tàn thật nhanh, em có bay xa, em có đi xa mãi. Tháng tư đôi khi thật mong manh để mình nói ra những câu chân thành, ra như tôi một lần tin em. Cô gái tôi thường nay hóa theo mây gió, để lại tháng tư ở đó. Mùa xuân mất em như đã bắt đầu, và cơn gió khẽ vô tình lay từng nhành hoa rơi. Em vội xa khuất theo tia nắng chiều, để lại dấu chân giữa cánh đồng xanh. Nhạc thầm lặng giữa chiều muộn màng để mình gần lại mãi. Nói lời thì thầm những điều thật thà đã giữ trong tim mình. Những chặng đường dài ngỡ mình mệt nhoài đã một lần gục ngã. Tháng tư ánh sao phía xa bỗng nhiên dần tan. Những cánh hoa phai tàn thật nhanh, em có bay xa, em có đi xa mãi. Tháng tư đôi khi thật mong manh để mình nói ra những câu chân thật, ra như tôi một lần tin em. Cô gái tôi thường nay hóa theo mây gió, để lại tháng tư ở đó. Và tôi sẽ sống như những gì em thầm mơ, và tôi sẽ bước tiếp trên con đường mình đã chọn. Và khi tôi chết sẽ mỉm cười khi gặp em, khẽ chào cô gái tháng tư của tôi. Những cánh hoa phai tàn thật nhanh, em có bay xa, em có đi xa mãi. Tháng tư đôi khi thật mong manh để mình nói ra những câu chân thật, ra như tôi một lần tin em. Cô gái tôi thường nay hóa theo mây gió, để lại tháng tư xa mãi, để lại tháng tư mình
trong tình yêu. Chẳng có ranh giới nào hoàn toàn cho việc đúng hay sai. Vì thế, hãy cứ yêu hết lòng. Hãy cứ làm những điều mình thích khi điều ấy không làm tổn thương đến người khác. Cũng đừng vì bất cứ ai mà làm tổn thương chính mình. Khi ai đó rời bỏ bạn, hãy cứ tin rằng duyên phận giữa hai người đã hết. Đừng đặt nặng quá nhiều ở việc lỗi do ai. Đừng nghĩ làm gì những việc đúng hay sai trong tình yêu. Nếu một ngày anh rời xa em, sẽ chẳng còn gì để em buồn khóc. Vì nước mắt sẽ không bao giờ khóc hết nỗi đau trong lòng em. Nếu một ngày anh yêu một người khác nồng nàn như anh đã từng yêu em, giờ chẳng còn nụ cười trên môi em. Tình yêu là gì, tình yêu là gì, thế mà vạn lần trăm lần chết trong lòng. Cần 1000 năm nữa có lẽ em sẽ thôi nhớ mong. Vì bên em anh là nụ cười ấm áp, bên em là bầu trời tươi sáng. Dẫu có xa xôi em tin anh vẫn luôn bên em, bên em. Yêu anh thêm 1000 năm nữa, yêu anh ngọt ngào say đắm, và anh sẽ nói cho em nghe tình yêu là gì. Nếu một ngày anh rời xa em, sẽ chẳng còn gì để em buồn khóc. Vì nước mắt sẽ không bao giờ khóc hết nỗi đau trong lòng em. Nếu một ngày anh yêu một người khác nồng nàn như anh đã từng yêu em, sẽ chẳng còn nụ cười trên môi em. Tình yêu là gì, tình yêu là gì, thế mà vạn lần trăm lần chết trong lòng. Cần 1000 năm nữa có lẽ em sẽ thôi nhớ mong. Vì bên em anh là nụ cười ấm áp, bên em là bầu trời tươi sáng. Dẫu có xa xôi em tin anh vẫn luôn bên em, bên em. Yêu anh thêm 1000 năm nữa, yêu anh ngọt ngào say đắm, và anh sẽ nói cho em nghe tình yêu là gì. Bên em anh là nụ cười ấm áp, bên em là bầu trời tươi sáng. Dẫu có xa xôi em tin anh vẫn luôn bên em, bên em. Yêu anh thêm 1000 năm nữa, yêu anh ngọt ngào say đắm, và anh sẽ nói cho em nghe tình yêu là gì.
tràn hiền phố quanh đường em đi, tràn cả tiếng hát, tràn cả bờ đê. Em ngồi dưới nắng gọi một lời ca, một người con xa xưa, người chỉ người em. Em có biết nắng mưa là chuyện của trời, còn chuyện của ta tự viết nên thôi. Em có nhớ anh dâng lên cuối chân trời, rồi vào trong ta một bài ca hay quá.
Cho nhau nghe câu chuyện em viết ngày nắng về tình yêu em có ngày trẻ. Nhưng ngày trẻ cháy hết mình với đam mê, và nhớ dù có xa luôn có nơi để em nhìn về. Đi mau về để mình được ngồi với nhau lần nữa, đi lại cùng đi trên con đường nắng ngân nga những câu hát xưa, về tìm lại những ngày vui cùng say nói đủ thứ chuyện trên trời, hay những ngày buồn bực mình cùng khóc nhưng mà nỗi buồn chẳng vơi. Phố không em là tháng ngày nắng mưa không có em trong đó, là chuỗi ngày buồn dai dẳng mà nắng mưa đã đem cho. Là trước gió khẽ nhẹ lay lòng này rung động, người vào gió liệu em có nhớ mưa Hàn không? Hay có nhớ ngày nắng vương lên trên má em hồng? Hay còn nhớ từng cái đan tay ấm áp những ngày đông? Nhớ Hà Nội trời đêm lấp lánh muôn vì sao, khẽ thì thầm Hà Nội nói nhớ em biết nhường nào.
Em có biết nắng mưa là chuyện của trời, còn chuyện của ta tự viết nên thôi. Em có nhớ anh dâng lên cuối chân trời, rồi vào trong ta một bài ca hay quá. Thế giới này chẳng cần đâu suy nghĩ, vì ta đây rồi, vì ta đây rồi cơ mà. Thế giới này chẳng cần đâu lý trí, vì em đây rồi, vì em đây rồi cơ mà. Em có biết nắng mưa là chuyện của trời, còn chuyện của ta tự viết nên thôi. Em có nhớ anh dâng lên cuối chân trời, rồi vào trong ta một bài ca hay quá. Chuyện của ta thế gian này ai cũng chờ, để ta viết tiếp, để ta viết tiếp, để ta viết tiếp, để ta viết tiếp câu chuyện của ta.
You can't cage me for long.
accepted. Wait, where are we going?
Mr. President, I'm sorry. Those were the words Hillary Clinton uttered to President Obama on election night 2016, just moments after conceding to Donald Trump. That is just one of the never-before-heard details included in the new book, Shattered, Inside Hillary Clinton's Doomed Campaign. And the co-authors of that book, Amy Parnes and John Allen, join me now on the set.
To be buckets of votes to be found in Wisconsin or in Pennsylvania.
Hey everybody, welcome to Jimmy Dore Show. I'm here at the miserable cuts. This is their stock ever.
Hey, your loss. But I get it.
No cure for fools.
I always take my toll, blood or gold.
It is now my privilege to introduce the first of this evening's speakers. We determined tonight's order backstage. I'm happy to report, no matter how the coin toss ended, our next speaker was going to say it was rigged. I'm speaking, of course, about the Republican nominee, Donald J. Trump. and it's working.
Thank you, Al. Wow. Thank you, Al. Wow. That was good. This is a hell of a dinner. Well, I want to thank Your Eminence. This is really great to be with you again. We love it. Governor Cuomo, our great senators. Hi, Chuck. He used to love me when I was a Democrat, you know. Mayor de Blasio, wherever you are. Where's Mayor de Blasio? Huh? Hello, Mayor. Come on. See, in the old days, I would have known him very well, but I haven't been doing so much of the real estate anymore. And I want to thank Al and Nan Smith. Just a fantastic job you do with the dinner, and congratulations on a record. Over $6 million, right? Is their record. And a special hello to all of you in this room who have known and loved me for many, many years. It's true. The politicians. They've had me to their homes. They've introduced me to their children. I've become their best friends in many instances. They've asked for my endorsement, and they always wanted my money. And even called me really a dear, dear friend. But then, suddenly, decided when I ran for president as a Republican that I've always been a no-good, rotten, disgusting scoundrel. And they totally forgot about me. But that's okay. You know, they say when you do this kind of an event, you always start out with a self-deprecating joke. Some people think this would be tough for me, but the truth is, the truth is I'm actually a modest person, very modest. It's true. In fact, many people tell me that modesty is perhaps my best quality. Even better than my temperament. You know, Cardinal Dolan and I have some things in common. For instance, we both run impressive properties on Fifth Avenue. Of course, his is much more impressive than mine. That's because I built mine with my own beautiful.
We know your name.
We have always known it. Kings come and go, but gold stays. Minions have spawned.
Beautifully formed hands. While his was built with the hands of God, and nobody can compete with God. Is that correct? Nobody, right? That's right. No contest. It's great to be here with 1,000 wonderful people, or as I call it, a small, intimate dinner with some friends. Or as Hillary calls it, her largest crowd of the season. This stuff. This is corny stuff. I do recognize that I come into this event with a little bit of an advantage. I know that so many of you in the Archdiocese already have a place in your heart for a guy who started out as a carpenter working for his father. I was a carpenter working for my father. True. Not for a long period of time, but I was for about 3 weeks. What's great about the Al Smith dinner is that even in the rough and tumble world of a really, really hard-fought campaign. In fact, I don't know if you know Hillary, but last night they said that was the most vicious debate in the history of politics, presidential debate, the most vicious. And I don't know, are we supposed to be proud of that, or are we supposed to be unhappy? But they did say that, and I'm trying to think back to Lincoln. I don't think they can really compete with that. But the candidates have some lighthearted moments together, which is true. I have no doubt that Hillary is going to laugh quite a bit tonight, sometimes even at an appropriate moment. And even tonight, with all of the heated back and forth between my opponent and me at the debate last night, we have proven that we can actually be civil to each other. In fact, just before taking the dais, Hillary accidentally bumped into me, and she very civilly said, "Pardon me." And I very politely replied, "Let me talk to you about that after I get into office." Just kidding, just kidding. And Hillary was very gracious. She said if somehow she gets elected, she wants me to be, without question, either her ambassador to Iraq or to Afghanistan. It's my choice. But one of the things I noticed tonight, and I've known Hillary for a long time, is this is the first time ever, that Hillary is sitting down and speaking to major corporate leaders and not getting paid for it. It's true. It's true. It's true. You know, last night, I called Hillary a nasty woman. But this stuff is all relative. After listening to Hillary rattle on and on and on, I don't think so badly of Rosie O'Donnell anymore. In fact, I'm actually starting to like Rosie a lot. These events give not only the candidates a chance to be with each other in a very social setting, it also allows the candidates the opportunity to meet the other candidates' team. Good team. I know Hillary met my campaign manager, and I got the chance to meet the people who are working so hard to get her elected. There they are, the heads of NBC, CNN, CBS, ABC. There's the New York Times right over there, and the Washington Post. They're working overtime. True. True. Oh, this one's going to get me in trouble. Not with Hillary. You know, the president told me to stop whining. But I really have to say, the media is even more biased this year than ever before. Ever. You want the proof? Michelle Obama gives a speech, and everyone loves it. It's fantastic. They think she's absolutely great. My wife, Melania, gives the exact same speech. And people get on her case. And I don't get it. I don't know why. And it wasn't her fault. Stand up, Melania, come on. She took a lot of abuse. Oh, I'm in trouble when I go home tonight. She didn't know about that one. Am I okay? I said, okay. Cardinal, please speak to her. I'd like to address an important religious matter, the issue of going to confession, or as Hillary calls it, the 4th of July weekend with FBI Director Comey. Now, I'm told Hillary went to confession before tonight's event, but the priest was having a hard time when he asked her about her sins, and she said she couldn't remember 39 times. Nah. Hillary is so corrupt. She got kicked off the Watergate Commission. How corrupt do you have to be to get kicked off the Watergate Commission? Pretty corrupt. Hillary is and has been in politics since the 70s. What's her pitch? The economy is busted. The government's corrupt. Washington is failing. Vote for me. I've been working on these problems for 30 years. I can fix it, she says. I wasn't really sure if Hillary was going to be here tonight, because I guess you didn't send her invitation by email. Or maybe you did, and she just found out about it through the wonder of WikiLeaks. We've learned so much from WikiLeaks. For example, Hillary believes that it's vital to deceive the people by having one public policy and a totally different policy in private. That's okay. I don't know who they're angry at, Hillary, you're right. For example, here she is tonight in public pretending not to hate Catholics. Now, if some of you haven't noticed, Hillary isn't laughing as much as the rest of us. That's because she knows the jokes. And all of the jokes were given to her in advance of the dinner by Donna Brazile, which is, everyone knows, of course, Hillary's belief that it takes a village, which only makes sense, after all, in places like Haiti, where she's taken a number of them. Thank you. I don't know, and I don't want this evening without saying something nice about my opponent. Hillary's been in Washington a long time. She knows a lot about how government works. And according to her sworn testimony, Hillary has forgotten more things than most of us will ever know. That I can tell you. We're having some fun here tonight, and that's good. On a personal note, what an amazing honor it is to be with all of you. And I want to congratulate Hillary on getting the nomination, and we're in there fighting, and over the next 19 days, somebody's going to be chosen. We'll see what happens. But I have great memories of coming to this dinner with my father over the years when I was a young man. Great experience for me. This was always a special experience for him and me to be together. One thing we can all agree on is the need to support the great work that comes out of the dinner. Millions of dollars have been raised to support disadvantaged children, and I applaud the many people who have worked to make this wonderful event a critical lifeline for children in need. And that we together broke the all-time record tonight is really something special. More than 6 million net. The Cardinal told me that's net, Donald, remember. We can also agree on the need to stand up to anti-Catholic bias, to defend religious liberty, and to create a culture that celebrates life. America is in many ways divided. Thank you. America is in many ways divided like it's never been before. And the great religious leaders here tonight give us all an example that we can follow. We're living in a time and age that we never thought possible before. The vicious barbarism we'd read about in history books, but never thought we'd see it in our so-called modern-day world. Who would have thought we would be witnessing what we're witnessing today? We've got to be very strong, very, very smart, and we've got to come together, not only as a nation, but as a world community. Thank you very much. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
As Ronald Reagan would say, there you go again.
This year, Secretary Clinton became the first woman nominated for president by a major party. Earlier this month, you said she doesn't have, quote, a presidential look. She's standing here right now. What did you mean by that?
She doesn't have the look. She doesn't have the stamina. I said she doesn't have the stamina. And I don't believe she does have the stamina. To be president of this country, you need tremendous stamina.
The quote was, I just don't think she has a presidential look.
Wait a minute, Leslie, you asked me a question. Did you ask me a question? You have to be able to negotiate our trade deals. You have to be able to negotiate, that's right, with Japan, with Saudi Arabia. I mean, can you imagine we're defending Saudi Arabia, and with all of the money they have, we're defending them and they're not paying? All you have to do is speak to them. Wait, you have so many different things you have to be able to do, and I don't believe that Hillary has the stamina.
Let's let her respond.
Well, as soon as he travels to 112 countries and negotiates a peace deal, a ceasefire, a release of dissidents, an opening of new opportunities in nations around the world, or even spends 11 hours testifying in front of a congressional committee, he can talk to me about stamina.
The world, let me tell you, Hillary has experience, but it's bad experience. We have made so many bad deals during the last, so she's got experience, that I agree, but it's bad experience. Whether it's the Iran deal that you're so in love with, where we gave them $150 billion back, whether it's the Iran deal, whether it's anything you can name, you almost can't name a good deal. I agree. She's got experience, but it's bad experience. And this country can't afford to have another 4 years of that kind of experience.
We are at the final question.
One thing, Lester, is, you know, he tried to switch from looks to stamina. But this is a man who has called women pigs, slobs, and dogs, and someone who has said pregnancy is an inconvenience to employers, who has said women don't deserve equal pay unless they do as good a job as men. And one of the worst things he said was about a woman in a beauty contest. He loves beauty contests, supporting them and hanging around them. And he called this woman Miss Piggy. Then he called her Miss Housekeeping because she was Latina. Donald, she has a name.
Where did you find
her name is Alicia Machado.
Where did you find
and
it?
she has become a U.S. citizen, and you can bet she's going to vote this November.
Okay, good. Let me just tell you.
Mr. Trump, can we just take 10 seconds and then we're going to have the final question?
Hillary is hitting me with tremendous commercials. Some of it said in entertainment. Some of it said somebody who's been very vicious to me, Rosie O'Donnell. I said very tough things to her, and I think everybody would agree that she deserves it, and nobody feels sorry for her. But you want to know the truth? I was going to say something extremely rough to Hillary, to her family, and I said to myself, I can't do it. I just can't do it. It's inappropriate. It's not nice. But she spent hundreds of millions of dollars on negative ads on me, many of which are absolutely untrue. They're untrue and they're misrepresentations. And I will tell you this, Lester, it's not nice, and I don't deserve that. But it's certainly not a nice thing that she's done. It's hundreds of millions of ads, and the only gratifying thing is I saw the polls come in today, and with all of that money, over $200 million is spent, and I'm either winning or tied, and I've spent practically nothing.
I was against it once it was finally negotiated and the terms were laid out. I wrote about that in...
You called it the gold standard.
Well, I hope...
You called it the gold standard of trade deals. You said it's the finest deal you've ever seen.
No.
And then you heard what I said about it, and all of a sudden you were against it.
Well, Donald, I know you live in your own reality, but that is not the fact.
And look at her website. You know what? It's no different than this. She's telling us how to fight ISIS. Just go to her website. She tells you how to fight ISIS on her website. I don't think General Douglas MacArthur would like that too much.
The next segment, we're continuing the subject
of... Well, at least I have a plan to fight ISIS.
No, you're telling the enemy everything you want to do.
No, we're not.
See, you're telling the enemy everything you want to do. No wonder you've been fighting. No wonder you've been fighting ISIS your entire adult life.
Well, go to the fact checkers, get to work.
I will release my tax returns against my lawyer's wishes when she releases her 33,000 emails that have been deleted. As soon as she releases them, I will release my tax returns, and that's against my lawyers. They say don't do it.
Well, I think you've just seen another example of bait and switch here. So you've got to ask yourself, why won't he release his tax returns? And I think there may be a couple of reasons. First, maybe he's not as rich as he says he is. Second, maybe he's not as charitable as he claims to be. Or maybe he doesn't want the American people, all of you watching tonight, to know that he's paid nothing in federal taxes, because the only years that anybody's ever seen were a couple of years when he had to turn them over to state authorities when he was trying to get a casino license, and they showed he didn't pay any federal income tax. So he has a long record of engaging in racist behavior. And the birther lie was a very hurtful one. You know, Barack Obama is a man of great dignity, and I could tell how much it bothered him and annoyed him that this was being touted and used against him.
First of all, I got to watch, in preparing for this, some of your debates against Barack Obama. You treated him with terrible disrespect. And I watched the way you talk now about how lovely everything is and how wonderful you are. It doesn't work that way. So when you try to act holier than thou, it really doesn't work. It really doesn't.
You had supported the war in Iraq before the invasion. What makes your judgment?
I did not support the war in Iraq.
2002.
That is a mainstream media nonsense put out by her, because she, frankly, I think the best person in her campaign is mainstream media.
My question is, since you
would you like to hear?
Why is your
I was against the war. Wait a minute. I was against the war in Iraq, just so you put it out.
The record shows otherwise.
The record does not show that.
Why is your judgment?
The record shows that I'm right.
Earlier this month, you said she doesn't have, quote, a presidential look. She's standing here right now. What did you mean by that?
She doesn't have the look. She doesn't have the stamina. I said she doesn't have the stamina. And I don't believe she does have the stamina. To be president of this country, you need tremendous stamina.
Well, as soon as he travels to 112 countries and negotiates a peace deal, a ceasefire, a release of dissidents, an opening of new opportunities in nations around the world, or even spends 11 hours testifying in front of a congressional committee, he can talk to me about stamina.
The world, let me tell you, Hillary has experience, but it's bad experience. We have made so many bad deals during the last, so she's got experience, that I agree, but it's bad experience.
You know, he tried to switch from looks to stamina, but this is a man who has called women pigs, slobs, and dogs.
My thanks to Hillary Clinton and to Donald Trump and to Hofstra University for hosting us tonight. Good night, everyone.
This tape is generating intense interest. In just 48 hours, it's become the single most talked. About story of the entire 2016 election on Facebook, with millions and millions of people discussing it on the social network. As we said a moment ago, we do want to bring in questions from voters around the country via social media, and our first stays on this topic. Jeff from Ohio asks on Facebook, Trump says the campaign has changed him. When did that happen? So, Mr. Trump, let me add to that. When you walked off that bus at age 59, were you a different man, or did that behavior continue until just recently? And you have 2 minutes for this.
As I told you, that was locker room talk. I'm not proud of it. I am a person who has great respect for people, for my family, for the people of this country, and certainly I'm not proud of it. But that was something that happened. If you look at Bill Clinton, far worse, minor words, and his was action. His was what he's done to women. There's never been anybody in the history of politics in this nation that's been so abusive to women. So you can say any way you want to say it, but Bill Clinton was abusive to women. Hillary Clinton attacked those same women and attacked them viciously. 4 of them are here tonight. One of the women, who is a wonderful woman, at 12 years old, was raped at 12. Her client, she represented, got him off, and she's seen laughing on 2 separate occasions, laughing at the girl who was raped. Kathy Shelton, that young woman, is here with us tonight. So don't tell me about words. I apologize for those words. But it is things that people say. But what President Clinton did, he was impeached. He lost his license to practice law. He had to pay an $850,000 fine to one of the women, Paula Jones, who's also here tonight. And I will tell you that when Hillary brings up a point like that, and she talks about words that I said 11 years ago, I think it's disgraceful, and I think she should be ashamed of herself, if you want to know the truth.
Can we please hold the applause? Secretary Clinton, you have 2 minutes.
Well, first, let me start by saying that so much of what he's just said is not right, but he gets to run his campaign any way he chooses. He gets to decide what he wants to talk about. Instead of answering people's questions, talking about our agenda, laying out the plans that we have that we think can make a better life and a better country, that's his choice. When I hear something like that, I am reminded of what my friend Michelle Obama advised us all. When they go low, you go high. And look, if this were just about one video, maybe what he's saying tonight would be understandable. But everyone can draw their own conclusions at this point about whether or not the man in the video or the man on the stage respects women. But he never apologizes for anything to anyone. He never apologized to Mr. and Mrs. Khan, the Gold Star family, whose son, Captain Khan, died in the line of duty in Iraq, and Donald insulted and attacked them for weeks over their religion.